Welcome back, everyone, to yet another video here. This is One&AHalfIndians. It's been a little while since you guys have last seen us, but we are back from the dead, as some may say.
Dead?
I mean, we weren't here for a while, so bear with us. Our audio levels might be a little off, or the camera might not be positioned perfectly, but nonetheless, we will fight through it as we usually do. This is my camera here.
Hello?
It's team camera over here. My camera. Team
That's
camera.
my camera. That's my camera, I guess.
Okay. So anyways, we have a couple of topics that we want to touch base on today. And we're going to just run through them and we can figure out how we feel afterwards. Anyways, I'm Kieran and this is...
Karan.
We're going to be talking straight about the COVID-19.
I'm the father.
Unless you have been living under a rock for the last few months, COVID-19 is spreading over the world quite rapidly, honestly, and the death rates are actually going up. Gonna hit you with some fun facts, as some may say. It's really sad to look at. You know, you try to put a positive spin on a lot of things, but it seems like COVID is kind of scary.
It is very scary.
Very scary. So today is technically just past midnight, so we're Sunday, April 19th, and the facts I do have as of now. There is 2.32 million cases worldwide with 160,000 deaths, and that is going to be a death toll at about 6.7% death toll. In the USA alone, there are 740,000 cases with 39,000 deaths, putting us at about 5.2% death rate. With all that being known, Mr. Reyna, how do you feel about that?
Could you serve me a glass of wine? Then I can probably... think a little more righter in that sense.
A little more righter?
I mean, a little more, I think.
You have a little more clarity in your thought?
Clarity in thought. Thank you, sir. And this is the Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley. Can you please tell me?
Yes. What are you drinking today, Miss Reyna? Stephen Vincent.
Stephen Vincent, Napa Valley.
Miss Reyna is drinking Stephen Vincent today.
Thank you.
If you wanted to grab a glass of wine with your favorite host here, Mr. Reyna. This is a sample, by the way. This is not for resale.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
But with all
everybody's health, and COVID-19 free. Thank you. And I'm going to take a sip on your behalf, on all of you guys' health. Thank you. God bless, and let's cherish everybody's health. Okay, I'm going to give you the little.
That took so long. We gotta wrap this portion up.
Thank you. Okay. So what was the question? The question is that what do you think about it? Okay.
So with all this new information that I'm giving you, the up-to-date death rates, at first we were hearing like 3%, 3.5%, but now I'm giving you the up-to-date information. How do you feel about that? The analytics?
Purely in analytics, I have two versions of the side of the story. You want me to share some, my side of it when I start talking with my friends?
Sure.
I have a lot of doctor friends, and everybody has a different opinion about it. Some of my doctors are very paranoid. They're very concerned. They quarantine themselves. They stay different beds. They couples, different rooms, and some of those people they're just very chill about it. And they said, you know what, it's one of another influenza, another flu, whatever. I know it's hard, it's tough, it's not the same. So I don't know. I kind of probably want to take a middle point.
I don't think there is. I don't think this is the flu. I don't know what it is. Look, if you're getting your information from us, I do want to just a disclaimer. We are not in any way professionals in the field. We're just looking off of the information we're finding online and just what we hear. Yeah. We're going to be wrong on a lot of things. And this is not one of the subjects that you want to get any crucial information regarding.
No. This
speak to your healthcare providers.
It's purely my opinion, and opinions I gathered from my friends, who happen to be actually physicians. One is a dentist, another one is plastic surgeon.
But a dentist wouldn't really have.
Yeah, but they're still doctors, right?
But no, they're not.
They read the manual, they read the journals, and all that.
Don't think at all. No.
Okay. Anyway, can I still share that?
Let me ask you guys a question here. Comment down below. If your dentist came at you and said, "Hey, I'm a doctor and I know about you biologically speaking," I mean, you can prove me wrong if you're a dentist in the chat, but I don't think a dentist can perform any type of things that your family physician would be doing vice versa. I don't think my family physician should get anywhere near my teeth
I think
and
everyone knows that.
fixing my cavities.
No, everyone knows
Well, I
that,
mean, but
son.
you were just
Come
talking
on.
about a dentist having.
You can't be that politically correct, man. Come on, people know that.
No, I mean, you were just going way the wrong way. You
why
just talking,
why
were
you
just,
making life to that damn serious?
No,
This is a fun
no.
thing. We're
You
just
were
novel thing.
you were just saying that your dentist and your physician, like, no. Let's.
No, they happen to be
You're-
doctors. Okay, let's just call them individual. There's two individual has a two different individual opinion about it. Right?
Okay.
So I was happy to have a dinner with one of the individuals last week, and I started talking to him about it. He said, "Hey, you want to know my opinion about it? This is not going to be the popular opinion." I said, "No, I want to get your opinion. Tell me what's going on." What he thinks, like there's a lot of people in the world think that this is a kind of a crazy virus, a crazy flu, which attacks your lungs and some other vital organs. And if you not immune to, a lot of bad, viruses, you may end up in the hospital and it can be deadly. And then you have to be very careful about it. And of course, so that's his opinion about it. And he says, listen, bro, he says 45,000 people died. That's his numbers. I don't know. I'm not sure. He just said it.
We're far
From
beyond
a normal flu every year in the United States.
Okay.
Every year.
But from what I'm hearing, this is not the flu.
I don't know. I mean, kind of flu. I say one
But
kind of
I
influenza.
don't think it
viral.
is the flu. I don't think. Again, this is not. Don't take this to the bank, but I do not believe this is the flu.
Okay, so it's some kind of disease.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever disease may be. So
No, it's a virus.
some kind of virus. So
Not a
it
disease.
attacks predominantly lungs and kidneys and some other vital organs, right? That's what it is.
So I guess let me stray us away from here. It seems like we're going down the wrong road. We're just not informed enough, I think, in this space. But what we are informed on is what we're seeing every day.
I want
and
to
how
go the
the-
positive side of it. Let's start the positive
So
side.
you're gonna interrupt me, Mr. Right now?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I'd like to talk about how this is actually impacting our day-to-day life and our business. And that's something we are professionals at. So I'll speak on behalf of, we have two restaurants. So I take care of one restaurant. My father takes care of the other. But this is all his work, by the way. I don't want to take anything away from him. He did all the hard work to get to this point. But one of the restaurants that we do own is struggling severely. And it could be a lot of things. It could just be a lack of advertising. It could be a lack of, like, the word to mouth is not carrying over. But it is nonetheless struggling. And then on the contrary,
My restaurants are doing so great. I'm thankful that I kind of find a new avenue, a new way of doing business, and I'm very old school, old fashioned. Let me tell you, old fashioned way to see things in different prism. So my take on that is everything happens for the reason. Everything happens for a reason. And I feel that this is something happening because there's in the world they need to reset few things. There's a new reset, and businesses wise, it's actually absolutely is a new reset. I want to talk business wise. I'm not going to talk a philosophical, spiritual, religious side of it, but I will purely talk about the business side of it. I think any ethnic restaurant, especially the Indian food, is number one right now. It's trending number one. Chicken tikka masala in whole California is number one actually. Second is French fries, by the way.
is that where are you getting these
deliveries.
facts? Where are you getting these facts?
I was looking into did some research on that. So ethnic food, chicken tikka masala is number one food. Actually, people are
So it's
ordering.
probably, you think it's ahead of like chow mein,
Yes,
Chinese? I don't think so.
absolutely. And one individual item. I'm talking about individual item. Chow mein can be different kind of chow meins, right? So the point is, Indian food is doing very good in takeout and deliveries, and we doing very well actually. Let me tell you, and I'm surprised how good we doing. And the thing is, with the bare minimum labor, we churning out, like for example, you want to give the numbers too?
No numbers.
Okay. Let's see.
Just all relative
percentage-
of percentages.
Percentages. Okay. We're doing maybe 85% of business in about 3.5 slot dinner slot, like 4:30 to 8:30. So it tells you that
But how significant is the difference in labor?
That's my point of view. Is that so? It means that you have to schedule people accordingly. So you need to schedule maximum amount of people in those hours, where you can get the food out quickly, can be delivered quickly, can be packaged in the right time and get out. And so it's a new way of doing business, which is gonna be a future of this the new kind of a food habits world order. It's a new world order in the food, kind of a food choices people gonna make, taking either dining inside the restaurant or taking out the food. So that's my take on that. I think that's a new way of looking at the business.
So I think
takeout business.
What I'm seeing, at least as far as Pop's restaurant, is as of now there is definitely, again, we're seeing on bad days, as of now, since the words got around, we're 70 or 80% of what the average sales were of that day. Am I off there? That's pretty
70% of the sales.
Average sales on that day, that given day, on a bad day. So let me throw a fake number out there. So let's say we're used to making $100 every Monday. That's just what we're used to making.
Now you're making $80, huh?
So on a bad day, we're making like $60 or $70.
Yeah, and the good day we're
making around there or more.
I would say 80% of it. I'll give the right number. I mean, the good day will make 80 to 80%, 85% what we used to do on a normal day. So the people's habits of...
but at least 70% of the labor has been lost, just because the biggest thing is obviously sanitation.
50%.
The biggest thing is obviously sanitation. It's not healthy for us to have that many employees on staff. There's just... it would be putting our employees at danger.
6 feet, of course.
Which we don't want to do, which is like the most important thing. And not only that, just the sheer inability to use those extra staff members, meaning that there's no tables to clean.
Yep.
There's no dishes to polish.
Yeah.
Like
there's
everything's being packed
there's
up.
There's no cleanup. There's busing.
Everything is back of house and a cell phone and a picking up phones and putting in orders.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much it. So back of house, we're like 2 players less than what we're used to. And front of house, we're like 4 or 5 players down.
Yeah.
So all that adds up. Everybody in front of house, for the most part, except for one employee, is part-time anyways. So it's unfortunate. It's really sad. It's sad having those conversations with the employees that weren't able to keep a job with us. But as everybody knows, I think once this all comes back to normal, they'll all have a job with us. And I think that'll be the case for a lot of people. And not only that, hopefully unemployment's helping you out in some way.
I know quickly. I don't want you want to get into the next topic, but I want to compare. I want to use the analogy that, any online big delivery companies. People know that. Should I take the names or no? You don't have to take the names.
We don't want to give them any free press.
Okay. So
but you're speaking on the application, like.
Yeah. So the point what I'm trying to make is the people are realizing that the future is. So the future is people, by default now it's just happening. But the thing is that people are sitting in front of the computer and ordering. And there's sometimes that people just calling me. I said, listen, are you guys open? I said, yeah. I said, I can take the order. I said, no. We're going to go online and you're going to put the order in. So it means that people don't want to have interaction with a normal live people. Rather, they'd rather be sitting in the computer, put the credit card information easier. So they minimize the human part of it, where you can take manual information or credit card information. So you can put it in, quick, go out. So we're getting back to the thing of like retail suffered. Like, for example, you buy a lot of your clothing online. Otherwise, you could have gone to any local, stores inside and pick up the
okay.
wine. So that's exactly. I think that's the new reset on the food business is people are gonna go, especially the ethnic restaurants, and that's where it comes to the point. Then you ask them why, one of the restaurant didn't do well at all, and why the others doing very well. The reason for that is because the other one is ambience and the bar, mixology, music, a lot of other avenues. Here, the Indian restaurant we have is purely food,
Mm.
and it's good food.
Okay, yeah.
So
That's true.
what it tells you that the future is people will go to the restaurant which brings on the other elements of dining, which is the service, which is the mixology, which is the drinks, which is the creative side of it, the serving side of it,
Okay.
all that. So those elements, those restaurants will do well, but the restaurant which is purely out there for the food, they will. The new thing will be for them is to somehow evolve their business and be creative enough to put these kind of applications that they will now, if they did 30% of their takeout sales, now it's going to be 60 to 70%.
So
their
there's,
revenue will increase 30%.
I mean, obviously there's going to be a huge spike in takeout and delivery for every restaurant because you cannot eat inside. But I think if you're not utilizing these, and this is, I guess, for anybody that has a business, you got to be utilizing those avenues and those, like, the outreach that you're not maybe accustomed to. So one of our neighbors runs a baby store. They have like toddler and children's clothing, and they had no online footprint whatsoever. They had no social media footprint. And since the beginning of this, a lot of people still have been calling her like, hey, I still need baby clothes. My baby's still getting bigger, but I'm not going to go out to get them. And that's helped her reach a new avenue of sales. So again, it's just a lot of people don't know that it is the case, but you have to start utilizing these things that are already there for you, whether that's, online sales or using the applications, obviously like a lot of apps. I don't want to name any of them, but you know which ones I'm talking about. You get on your phone, put some food in your cart and, buy it. So, it's very fair in a lot of ways. You don't think about it, I think, but if you're old school, a lot of people don't realize the actual impact that has. But nonetheless, rotating things around, how do you think we can bounce back as a team, as a business, as a society, as a country, as the world, on all those levels? How are we going to bounce back? What is your 12-month outlook?
I think I'm very optimistic, and a lot of people are very, very negative about this thing. They think, oh, this is the end of the life. No, this is not. This is a new opportunity like bring in front of me. I honestly feel Corona is a new friend of ours. We connected via stay home. We work together. We talk more. Although there's back in our mind, there is something kind of like stopping. There's a pandemic, which is it's affecting a lot of people.
So I don't know if I would go so far as to say that Corona is our friend. That's not what we want to say here. I just want to correct that. Corona, if you look at some of the positives, the one positive from Corona that I can take, obviously, is like me and my father have been talking more. So we can say that much. There are some positives.
Yeah.
But it's not our friend in any way. Corona's not our friend. So let me just make sure that everyone knows 1.5 Indians is not crazy. He might be a little crazy sometimes. It's not our friend. 100% not our friend.
Oh my God! Don't be that political. People know that. It's
No,
just
no,
a freaking opinion.
you're going a little too the wrong way. It's getting a little too wacky.
No, but the thing is that it's
You're getting lost in the sauce, folks. Lost in the sauce.
It's something happened which
Are you getting
shouldn't have happened, right?
Are you getting lost in the sauce, Dan?
I do lost in the sauce, but at the same time, you would understand that there's a lot of things people actually. Let me tell you, I talked to a lot of people, and people are connecting on different levels.
You talk to too many people.
No, people
Maybe
connect on different levels.
Talk to less people.
I know people connect on different level. The kids are home, the adults are home.
There are some positives.
Yeah.
For this have occurring, there is a way you can spin it so you can feel better about your life.
I mean,
but
okay.
let's not be Looney Tunes and
like
say that it's a friend. Corona's not your friend.
Okay, where's another word? Where's another? politically correct word
It's
for
not that. It's half glass. Your glass is half full as.
Can you put some more wine? I have like 1/10 of that glass full right
Okay.
now.
Anyways, so continuing on to what I was saying.
Is it 1/8 of the 10th of the glass?
Ms. Rainey, you just interrupting me.
Okay,
Sir?
go ahead.
So what
Finish
I want to
it.
reiterate is that what he's trying to say is that there are some positives to this occurring.
Okay.
So families are getting closer at home. People are a little more hygienic. That's pretty, it's not being mentioned enough, but hygiene's important. It's good for society. The other good thing is I feel like even though we're away, I'm now gaining some extra time to speak to my father, or if I can't talk to a friend in person, obviously, I'm speaking to them over the phone, which I haven't done in a little while. There are some positive, and I'm sure you guys watching this have seen those positives and how it's impacted your life, but Corona's not our friend.
Honestly,
But you can say there are some things that are directly correlated to the fact that, Corona is out there. You can't meet people, you can't see people, but now there's no excuse. Pick up the phone and talk to a friend.
and let me tell you, let me to add on to the whole conversation here is I think every American or every household in America has to find out one thing about it. I think this is the worst ever. This is the deepest, the negative we ever been. I mean, for at least 50, 60, 100 years, or maybe after Second World War or whatever. People are, thinking very negative about the whole thing, and they're not very happy, and they're kind of like staying at home and tied up, and
That's what you should be doing. You should be staying home.
yeah, of course. But the point is, they're kind of like in a way that they are locked down in a sense that nobody can. I mean, they are getting out, but they don't do the normal thing they used to do, that which Americans, we are proud of doing that. But I to move forward, to get to the point when after this is going to be over, and of course in a slow process. I don't think the lockdown is going to happen. In one thing tomorrow we're going to start doing things. It's going to happen in a kind of like installment fashions, right? Slowly but surely. But one thing my suggestion is to every household in America had to start making leaders within the household. So which is positive, who can influence all your family members, and making sure, of course, there is something really contagious out there, but at the same time we can live our life, be very cautious about it, take all those precautions and do the things, but don't get away, because we need to jump back as quickly as possible. What are you talking about? We need to jump back. We need
Stay at home.
We entrepreneurs, we
Stay at home.
we are the people who make this country. I mean, the economy of this country, the middle class, the small businesses.
We're not disputing that, but still stay at home.
I mean, of course, until the 15th of May, at least to
Can
the
I
point.
let me give you one stat, because we're just a little too much Corona talk for me, because we're not informed enough in this area. So I don't want to just start yappering on about things we don't know too much about. But just to give you guys context here, in the United States, just United States, comparing the next 4 countries in cases still does not add up to the amount of cases the United States has. So Spain, Italy, Germany, and the United Kingdom, all 4 of those countries, all of those cases combined don't add up to how many the United States have currently. This is why we need to stay at home.
You know what the reason for that?
Stay at home. Yes.
You know what the reason for that?
What?
Because we pushed the testing, as we push more testing, so we performing more tests.
I think Spain, Italy, Germany, United Kingdom are all going to be testing quite a bit.
No, but we are the number 1 right now testing.
I mean, but again,
They surpassed South Korea actually. As compared to the number of people live in their country. I mean, percentage wise, proportional wise, per capita, per person wise. So the point is, yes, we have a lot of COVID positive cases, but that doesn't mean that a lot of those the positive cases gonna end up in the hospital and gonna end up in the central care unit or end up dying. So it could be. I'm just giving an example. Let's see, there's
I think
100.
okay. Can we? I've had enough of Corona talk. we're just not educated, so it's like annoying to talk about. We don't know what we're talking about.
No, that's my opinion. I'm just
Okay,
saying maybe I'm wrong.
Corona talk is over.
Okay.
So, but
can we have the sum up?
we're gonna close out.
Can we sum up?
I'll close it out. Mr.
Okay.
Friend, is that okay
All
with
right.
you?
In the meantime, I will close out with this wine.
That's a good idea. This
Okay.
is something we can be professional
Yeah,
at.
go ahead. Go ahead.
So,
I'm listening.
if you or anyone that you know has been impacted in any way, we do want to extend our deepest
Yeah.
condolences if you've lost a family member, a loved one, a friend. It's nothing to kid or joke around about. It's a really
Yeah.
unfortunate way to go.
Yep.
To leave this earth, especially when the person, like, think about it, you've lived a healthy, long life,
Mm-hmm.
and something that you have no control over had come over, taking over your body, a virus.
Mm-hmm.
That's really unfortunate. That's nothing to joke around about or to make light of. It's something that's really scary, and it's not fun. So our prayers, our condolences are with you guys.
Yes.
Stay safe, stay at home if you can help it, and go out to get groceries. Just follow your local governments, what they're telling you to do. I think Los Angeles has been pretty good about it, about the 6 feet rule.
Mm-hmm.
Stay at home unless it's needed, and be nice to your delivery drivers. Be nice to the people packaging your groceries. Be nice to the people you're on the phone with. It's important. Those people are the ones that aren't taking it easy and just taking the unemployment that we're being given for like 90% of the people that are out there.
Can I say something? In the meantime, I feel that we are the most, in a way that thankful or concerned people like that. Our family member, my wife, we have the superhuman person in this household every day goes and save the patients. I mean, you have to thank God. You get a shout out to.
Oh yeah, of
to
course.
your
I
mother,
mean,
because
shout
I'm
out
so
to
proud
my
of
mom.
her. I'll be so proud of her.
She
And-
is she's a nurse practitioner at County
Yeah.
in Los Angeles, which I'm gonna throw out a random number.
Yeah.
A number.
Yeah.
They're probably taking more than 75% of the patients. I'm guessing
Absolutely.
because
And
they're the biggest hospital in LA, probably.
absolutely. The
And
biggest hospital
they
in-
take care of everyone that doesn't have insurance and stuff.
So for us, this is the real thing, and we go through the little thing every single. I'm a very optimistic person. I just say positive things, but at the same time, I understand that what it's gonna be, and I hear the stories from my wife. I mean, being in the medical profession, she is, and what she sees every single day, without taking a day off or working an extra time because she has to take care of the patients. I'm so proud of that. I married a woman who loves the profession to the point that, and being the real American who are there every single day, 13, 14 hours a day, making sure we all safe.
Shout out
Making
to
sure-
my mom. She's
Yeah.
a real one.
So
She's
so
working hard.
everyone-
And shout out to all the healthcare workers.
yeah.
There's a lot of moms, dads,
Yeah.
everything in the
Nurses.
middle. All those people are being taken care of.
Yeah.
We're very thankful that they're taking care of our loved ones.
And
Without you guys on the front lines, it's
yeah.
without going too far down that side, but it is true. We are fighting an invisible
Enemy.
opponent. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah.
It's scary. It's not
Yeah.
something that's tangible. At least
Yeah.
not to your hands. You can't see it.
Yeah.
So it's something scary. It's really scary in that sense. But again, thank you to everyone that's taking care of that, and for everyone that has been affected or that is in some way being affected by this. We wish you guys the best. But moving on, what we've been up to. What have we been up to, Miss Reina? It's been a long time since. Let's look exactly since the last time we posted something. Let's see,
When
Miss
was the
Reina.
last time we posted anything?
Let's look right now. Let's look right now. This is dead air, dead air, dead air. Miss Serena, you're on your phone. Can you get off your phone?
Yeah, because I was going to show you the picture.
No,
of
can
that.
you get off your phone though? I cannot be looking at my phone and you're looking
Okay,
at your
okay, all right.
phone.
Go
Dead
ahead.
air's bad. Dead air's
All right,
bad.
Okay.
So say something.
No, what was the question? I said last time we were. I
So
think
11
did-
months ago.
Oh gosh, really? We
But
recorded-
before then was 2 years ago.
Oh damn, it's so bad. Sorry.
So hopefully now, I had actually a conversation with my father last night briefly at 6 in the morning because we have quite the craziest of schedules now due to obviously all that's happening. But I texted him. I said, whenever it's my turn or his turn to go, the last thing I would ever want is for me to feel like we didn't take advantage of the time we had together.
Absolutely.
And I want something to remember and show my children, and to remember when I get really old and
Yeah.
it's my turn to go or whatever. I want to sit back and look on YouTube and remember all these conversations and
Yeah.
see my facial expressions and his facial expressions and how we react to one another. So I think we're going to be back for good. I think now everything's set up. It's easy. It's not hard.
Yeah.
We can sit down and crank as many of these as we want out.
We
So
should.
there's no excuse. I'm pretty
As long
excited
as you
about it.
subscribe us, as long as you know, be entertaining enough. I don't know.
As long as Mr. Reina is not lost in the sauce, it'll probably be entertaining.
Yeah. With the wine, I'll be okay.
So
what's the next topic?
what have you been up to?
Nothing. I think
Working?
I'm honestly really enjoying
In
the
the last
new.
year, so in the last year, so let me just jog your memory.
Mm-hmm.
What has been at the forefront before this all happened of your life was you're getting very close with your friends, and karaoke is something you've picked up.
Oh my God! Karaoke has been picked up so much.
Karaoke has really enveloped his life.
Oh my God!
It's taken over it.
I mean, I look forward to the karaoke every weekend if I could, and I feel bad that the weekend we don't do the karaoke. Actually, as a matter of fact, they probably even come show up.
I should set up a virtual karaoke night for you guys.
Where?
What do you mean where? Everybody can do karaoke.
Yeah, but that's not fun. Yeah,
What?
these old schools, man. Come on.
No, it is fun. We want to be safe. We don't want the old people to be passing it around.
No, it's not old people. I mean, come on. They are, relatively middle-aged people. But
Middle-aged people.
so, as a matter of fact, Birdie is going to be next Saturday's karaoke. He just told me. I invited him. Maybe have a drinks tomorrow. So the two couples going to come over tomorrow for our drinks at our.
He's joking, obviously. We are
I'm
practicing
not.
social distancing.
We'll sit 6 feet away. Don't worry.
Okay, anyways, going back to, I have been up to some really interesting things. I am scheduled to go to nowhere as of now because of what's going on. But before this, I was in India. I had my trip to India, which had been planned 8 months beforehand, from January 8th until March 22nd.
Was my birthday.
Was his birthday. I was planning to come back. Unfortunately, due to what has occurred, I ended up coming back on the 10th, 11th.
10th or 11th. I don't know.
One of the days. I came back on the 11th, I think. I left India on the 10th.
But you come the same day, though.
Oh, I don't remember. I came back on March 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I will say is that trip had changed me in a lot of ways, and unfortunately we don't have a video long enough to talk about it all, but
I think we should second video and talk about your India trip.
no, they can check out my channel, Kieran versus Travel.
Kieran versus Travel. I definitely really, really good.
Shameless plug for myself there. Kieran versus Travel. That's KIRAN VS Travel. TRAVEL. Shameless plug, but it's really awesome.
No,
I think
this is not a shameless plug. It's
we're
good stuff.
we're 7. No, I'm without shame. That's why it's shameless.
Okay. All right.
I have no shame in that. So as of now, I am 7 episodes in.
And each episode is about 18 minutes, 15 minutes?
No, not even close.
15
8 minutes.
No way.
7, 8, 9 minutes, yeah.
What was the maximum you had? Ever?
One video was like 10.5 minutes, I think.
So you have the footage. So it's like about an hour. I think somebody can watch in one day, and they're like one. It's really good. Yeah. So you have like about 7 episodes for like 10 minutes each or 8 minutes each.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
So to go off of that, all these episodes that I've been filming and editing are about different places and different points of my travel in India.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really interesting to see, looking back at everything that occurred, what I'm doing, what I'm dealing with at that time, how frustrated I am. And it, like I said, it's funny looking back at that as I'm editing. The editing takes forever to do, like 8 hours at least to edit everything. But nonetheless, it's awesome. The final product is great. I've had some really, really nice reviews on it, some kind comments, and a lot of the people in my life think it's really cool.
I know. Let me ask you this question, because this is let bring you back to the time of you actually for the first time mentioned that you want to leave, and that was last year sometime.
Yeah.
I don't know, very early part of the last year. You said, I'm going January. You start booking tickets. You wanted me to book tickets on American Express and all that, whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But you actually ended up booking it maybe in the middle of maybe in the middle of summer or something, maybe June.
It was July, I think.
July, whatever. So you booked tickets 6 months ahead, and you kept on saying that I'm going to India, you know. So my question is, why decided, first of all, why you decided to go to India, number one? Of course, I mean, you're going to say that, okay, because I'm from India, whatever, you want to go back roots. But secondly, why you wanted to do it yourself, on your own, by yourself? Like,
so, I'll preface this all with saying that I really hate camping, those kind of things. I'm not like an outdoorsy type person. I don't like getting dirty.
I don't like camping either.
So, like backpacking, living out of a backpack and hotel rooms, it's terrible. I love my bed. So it's already off brand for me to be like, hey, I'm going to go spend more than a week or a couple days somewhere. 3 months somewhere is insanity. I mean, all the friends that I have, all the people that know who we are, were almost laughing at me. They were almost like, there's no way that this guy is going to spend anywhere.
We had a dinner.
People had
2 days
bets.
before.
People were placing money bets on how long I was going to spend in India.
2 weeks, 10 days, 3 weeks.
It was. They were like, "Oh, he's going to fly back in a week. He's going to fly back in 2 weeks. He's going to instantly
Some people
get over
said
it."
like within like 4 days or whatever.
So just imagine that. It is off brand for me, but
It is very much. And I think because I support their ideas or support the comments at the time, because you last 2-3 years you've been, I mean, traveling North America or even to Caribbeans twice, lived in one of the top hotels, go to Mexico, lived in one of the top hotels, Playa del Carmen, Cancun, you name it, Caribbeans, Florida,
I like traveling.
Miami, I mean, Alberta, I mean, you went to
Calgary, isn't it?
Calgary a few times. Of course, Vegas, I'm going to mention it because this is just every backyard. So from going from places you stay in with American Express lounges and top of the line services, the great food, and of course you eat vegetarian, but still you can get a lot of good food. Going to India is like you know,
it is off brand. It's curveball. I think if I had no ties to India, so let's be comparative. So like Bangladesh or Sri Lanka, right? Also very beautiful countries. The cuisine is delicious, but because I don't have any roots, I don't know if I was ever going to go before this trip, right? So anyways, going back to that answer, why did I decide to go? The biggest reason is the roots. I feel like there was just a blatant lack in appreciation and genuine knowledge of what it is to be Indian, and that being that I don't speak the language at all whatsoever, and I don't understand the religion too much, the spiritual side of it, you know, what it is, the pride of being an Indian. And I think that going back for a couple months would force me to at least understand, have a small grip on what it is to be Indian, I guess.
What do you think? Your grandparents kind of like pushed you to, not pushed, I mean, they're being there that, you know, you wanted to go see your ancestors' home or whatever, your grandparents' home or whatever. Is any, or it's just an overall thing?
It's more of an overall thing. Definitely, my grandparents played a huge role in my life. I don't want to go down any personal life, but I always looked at myself as having 3 grandparents, and 2 of them being Indian. It was, I mean, I was always, because I can speak Spanish, my grandmother, who's a Salvadorian, very easy to converse with. I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on what it is to be Latino, Hispanic, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have a good grasp of that. I can speak the language. I can cook the food. I can eat the food.
Mm-hmm.
I know my grandmother's side. I know the religion. I understand all of that. I went to school for that religion for some time. So I have a good grasp on that. I feel like there was just an obvious lack. And a lot of it is that there's just no family over here that's Indian. You know what I mean?
Just my few friends, all right.
But, I mean, like, I don't see people daily.
Yeah, of course.
That are...
Which will influence you in that sense.
So, right? I think my grandparents in some ways enlightened me.
Major.
I wanted to go back and visit. So I did. It was a great experience, and I won't spoil all of it. You can go to the channel to watch my experiences. But what I will say is that I've been completely churned out. There's just no way I see traveling like this will be something that is will be constantly in my future. And I think to that second part of it, so why do I want to go alone? I think there was a lot of personal questions that I had with myself that I don't think I can, if I brought my sister along or my dad along, that I would have found the answers to.
No,
I think it's something that I had to take care of personally.
Yeah.
And then moving beyond that, going almost back to that, I can now see myself moving forward, doing all these things. And I really want to go to Sri Lanka. That's somewhere I want to go to very.
Yeah, this is a
but
beautiful country.
someplace that I'm going to go to next when this is all over and it's safe to do so is Istanbul, Turkey. I'll definitely be going back to India because I didn't get to finish a lot of the parts.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be going to Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Bali. I mean, there's a lot to do now when I'm back. It's cool because nobody would peg me. My brand does not include living out of a backpack and washing clothes every 2 or 3 days. Like,
Yeah.
it's totally off brand, but it's something that I'll never change, for my life ever. It was a great experience, and it's funny because I feel like my dad was able to somewhat get to live it through me because of he'd call me 30 times a day, but he was always informed on what I was doing.
Yeah,
so it'd be really fun for him to. I think he saw me grow a little bit, or at least get educated in some facets.
I think in a way that I'm probably having the trip with you. Because where were you going? You were just there, and I kind of visualizing the
I was FaceTiming you all the time.
FaceTiming because I connected in a way because I born and raised in India. I lived 23 years of my life in India, so I can feel and smell the soil, feel the smell of the breath of the country through his images and through the talk and things like that. So I mean, there's a different connect to that level. So I loved it, and I think doing that, you wanted to have the channel, you wanted to have travel, you want to travel on your own, that's future 2-3 years, next 5 years, 10 years, whatever it may be. I think it's a great thing you started with India. As India could be a tough country, and as you didn't start with like a lot of like North American kids start with France or Germany or Italy or Spain or.
I guess an easy way. You're right.
Thing.
Maybe like
that's
a European thing.
European thing. But I'm glad you started with India.
I would have probably got sick.
I
would have probably got sick actually. But what I will, a small note, you'll see in the footage and in the films that I've put together. But for some reason, I thought before I went to India, I bought a mask because the pollution would be so severe.
Yeah.
So I brought one of those breathable masks. Nothing to do with Corona, actually. Yeah. And Corona had already been a thing. I think it had become a thing like 2 weeks into my India trip where like I first heard about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember it was January 17th when I first heard about it being a thing. I didn't even know it existed.
It was somewhere in
until,
China.
Shout out to Ming. Ming mentioned to me, he's like, hey, have you heard about this thing called Corona? And I was like, no, I've never heard of it. And he was like, yeah, there's like 200 confirmed cases.
Oh, wow.
And look where we're at now, 2.3 million. But again... oddly enough, I had a mask on and sunglasses for almost the entirety of the trip.
You should put the picture in there.
That's too much editing. We're just gonna do that. But nonetheless, check it out if you guys want to learn a little bit about what it's like to travel and my future things. I definitely recommend checking out the channel.
Yeah.
Moving on forward, a couple things that I like to catch you guys up on is I am working on my music finally. I've been really lacking on this. Mostly because I'm scared to show it, so I'll play a little bit right now. You guys will probably be able to hear it.
That'll be good.
Might be a little too loud. Let's see. Can you guys hear it? Let's see.
No, I can't hear nothing.
We can hear
it. Coming up. Put it up. Let it.
We can't. No, because then it's gonna come on the mic and it's gonna echo. You just have to barely listen. Dude, come on, man. There's no big flappers, dude.
How the tables have turned, all the pictures been burned, all the people you've hurt. Now I'm past all of that, and I'm not even mad.
Like lyrics.
Not even mad. for a moment.
Is it your life, by the way?
What?
I never asked you this question.
What?
Is this your life?
And you've come
The,
along.
the lyrics.
The timing is
Did I
off.
live this? Is this something that I lived?
Hmm?
Day
Yes.
you fell in
I felt
love
it.
with me.
Beautiful. That's why I
can't
like
say
it.
too.
See, I remember like teenage
Things
life.
that
What
you
was
have
going on in
done
my
to
teenage
me.
life?
Now
I'm
I
23
can't
now, so a
forgive
little
you.
older.
The day you fell
Like
in love
6 years
with me.
removed from like being
I can't
a teenager,
say
I think,
too.
or 5 years, I guess, removed.
Things that you have done to me. Now
But
I
anyways,
can't
yeah.
forgive you.
Shout out to the producer of that, by the way. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Music has been taking over quite a bit of my life. It's exciting to see. It is kind of like a drug. I start doing some music and I can't stop. I write a couple songs, but it is what it is. It's exciting. It's fun that I've just now picked something up that's always taken up a great portion of my life, but I just haven't committed to it like this before, which is fun.
But you do so many things. That's the problem. Kiran versus Vade, Kiran versus travel, Kiran versus music, Kiran versus food, Kiran versus...
What do you do? We only have two
sh-
channels. Karen versus Wait and Karen versus Travel.
because I see you set up the whole system. You start cooking, thing.
The thing was,
So
I can
what
only
is your
edit so many
actual
videos.
love? What is your love?
I have a lot of loves. I am
Can you
polygamist.
specifically
In that sense.
pinpoint one thing?
it's okay to have a lot of passion.
Of course, you do.
So, obviously, music is something I've been working on for a long time, and
I
music
do
just
agree.
doesn't pay the bills right now.
True.
So I don't want to be one of those people that
You're
those
very
people usually
practical.
make it. They'll envelop themselves in just music, and they'll
Yeah.
eventually make it.
Yeah.
But just due to life and bills, and it just doesn't work like that in our family.
No, you do practical. You're very practical about it, and I understand that. Okay, but coming back to the question again. So, what is the real you? What you?
I like music.
Okay.
I like poker.
Okay, music, poker,
I love music. And I like these conversations.
food,
A little
travel,
lost. Yeah, love traveling.
food.
I hated traveling.
Food,
I
food.
don't like traveling too much. Now I love traveling.
Okay.
I could see it, making the new friends, all the friends that I made in India. It's really addictive.
Can I ask you a personal question?
What?
Do you think if you meet some girl while traveling,
Oh my God, we were
No,
doing
I'm
almost
just-
perfect and you ruined
hard,
it.
hard, hard, hard,
No,
hard,
no, I have
hypothetical
no intention.
question.
No,
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 I mean,
I guess
would you
that-
be
that'll
traveling with
officially do
the
it.
person.
that'll officially end. No. It's about me and me only when I go out there. You have to be selfish in life sometimes. This is one of the instances where it is okay to be selfish. When I go travel, there's some things that I want to
Why are
take
you
care of.
stopping me? Just a damn question, man.
Anyways, guys, thank you guys all for watching today's video.
Come on,
It
guys.
has been a pleasure to have you. Mr. Rain is
Oh
lost
my
in the sauce. We're
God.
going down the wrong way. We appreciate
It's
you
a
guys
right
stopping
way.
by. Make sure to follow
have-
all of our social
I have a
medias.
gray hair.
It is-
I'm
It
smart.
is a pleasure to have you all. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye, guys.
Take care, guys.